Good morning, everyone. Welcome, welcome. We are going to be talking all about streamlining our online services for our clients today because we want it to be super simple and super easy for people to take advantage of your business, especially online, because it can save us so much time through automation and similar aspects. So let's double check we are good. Okay. I can see, I can hear. So if you have any comments, you're here live, throw up your hashtag live. I will be able to respond to you there. You can also throw up your hashtag replay if you're viewing on the replay so that I know that you've seen this content. As I mentioned today and this month in general, we're focusing on streamlining your clients' interactions. Now, if we've never met before, I'm Melissa Fryer with Build a Better Bakery. I help fellow ambitious bakers cultivate their confidence. So I like to focus on helping you feel good about what you're doing. And then also walking you through the steps of starting and growing your own baking business, because that's what I love to do. And I think a lot of you that are here viewing this video probably are also interested in that. Also talking about making more income with less burnout. We like to delete the stress, up the joy, make sure things are feeling good, because we can get stuck in ruts as business owners. So that's one of my most special things I like to do, is help people get out of a rut. And today, this might, if you're interested in streamlining your online client interactions, that might feel kind of like a rut that you're in, spending a lot of time on that. And definitely, this is being filmed during the holiday season. So you might likely have more traffic than normal, and it could be bringing up issues and showing you issues with your interactions and problems that might be kind of hiding in the background. And we have to also admit that every moment that we're spending on an action that could be automated or could be more simplified, it's just taking time away from your personal life, from your other tasks that you might need to get done. And it can start to really drag down a person's confidence when it comes to how they're running their business. So we are going to focus on some strategies today that's going to help you streamline specifically online. Last week, we talked about in-person sales. So go ahead and look in the featured section, or look, if you're viewing on YouTube, just look in the past videos that I've uploaded. It should be the one right behind this, to help you with your in-person interaction. So what we want to do is we want to make our interactions clear. We want them to be more beneficial for both parties. So that could mean more sales or more information, an easier experience. And I do want to, and I say this often, but I do want to let you know that if you weren't aware, one thing that turns clients off is confusion. And you might have experienced that trying to buy something from someone else, because confused people don't buy, they leave. And it might not have anything to do with liking you or not liking you, or liking your products or not liking your products. But if things take too long and it's confusing, people don't want to deal with it nowadays. So you do want to make sure that you're making it as easy as possible for them. Okay, hey Jessica, hashtag live, good to see you. If you want to stay in the know about these lives, if you're new or you're not sure when I go live, what I like to do is post in the events with the topics that we're going to be talking about. I usually do that at the beginning of each month. So you'll see the next month's topics coming up soon. You can also send me a friend request to Melissa Fryer on the Facebook platform. I will accept it, and then you should get automatic invites from the platform itself once we are connected as friends on Facebook, because I can't send invites to the whole group. We're just way too big now. So that would be a way to get automatic invites. I like to go live every Thursday, 9 a.m. Mountain Time if I'm around. I'm here with you live if I'm around and feeling good and not sick. Then I'm showing up here with you. So you can always set an alarm too if you just want to keep in contact and make sure that you know what's happening. You can also hang out on our email list or on our YouTube channel, where I do post the replays. Sometimes they might not be posted right away. So if you want the live content, the live giveaways, the live freebies, all that, you'll want to come live. But if you just want to hear what had happened, it might be a week or two later, but you can get those through the email or subscribing to our YouTube channel as well. Okay, so, and the reason I'm doing this, I just want to make sure that you have some new, fresh content that's supporting what you're interested in, and it's supporting what you're experiencing on the daily. That's why I'm here with you, and that's my promise to you here in this group. Okay, we're going to hop right in with 3 strategies that I implement online to assist clients in working with me easily and promoting clear and simple interactions, because that's what it's all about. We want them to enjoy working with us. So in the comments below, if you're watching, I want you to let me know, have you noticed any hiccups or anything happening with your online interaction that you'd like to fix? number one. Or number two, have you found something like a cool tool or a piece of tech that's helping you automate what you're doing online? Comment that too. We can create a list together. Okay, so for me, number one would be the ease of getting involved with your business. And although that might sound like a vague topic, because it is, it includes a lot of things, because it's so important in many ways, because so many people see us online. And if they might not be commenting or saying anything to you, but they are seeing it. So we want to make sure that anytime they want to interact with us, it's bing, bang, boom, right? It's straight to the point. They're feeling confident. It's going to raise your professional level in their eyes. It's going to make it easier for them to spend money with you because they're not confused and they understand what you're doing. And because people might want to interact with us in so many different ways, we have to understand that time is also money to them. So any way that they want to get in touch or be a part, we want to make it easy. Examples of how someone might want to use your, get connected with you online. Okay, so that could be getting in the know. Usually that's an email list or following you on social, but email is a little more direct. That might be finding out when you're available. So viewing some kind of availability calendar. That might be seeing what you've made before. So this would be some kind of photo gallery that you have set up. This might be finding out where you're located, and that could be a website, your Google listing, etc. This might be just asking you a question. So that could be through DM or a website form. Or another example would be literally just placing an order for a product. Usually that's happening on a website. So every single one of these attempts to get connected to your business can absolutely be automated. And if you're not automating these, you just realize that if you're choosing not to automate, you're choosing to spend time. And if you don't have the time or you want to reclaim your time, automation is one of the easiest and really cheapest ways to do that, because you will be saving so much time on these processes. And as a person, especially someone who's, went through COVID and kind of, I don't know if you guys agree with this, but I feel like I developed a little bit of social anxiety based around that. I just feel different around people than I used to before, and especially also as a business owner. And I think most people would prefer to avoid a long messaging sequence with you about discussing things or having to call you directly to get things done. I think people might just prefer automation at this point. Many businesses around you are doing it. And most, if not all, of everything that I listed above can actually be accomplished just by a website. So having that in hand and being able to just automate everything, it's going to help people feel more confident in working with you, take less of your time, streamline the process, give them an opportunity to get connected in multiple ways without ever actually having to get you involved to make that happen. And I don't know if you saw it, but yesterday, it was late because I wanted to get it posted as soon as possible. But yesterday I posted a interview I did with our friend from Cast Iron, Mr. Mark. And when we talked, we did, like I mentioned, just an interview about Cast Iron specifically. But what I found out from him is I didn't realize how many new automations they've added to Cast Iron recently to help with exactly what we're talking about. So the interview goes through the whole thing. It's on the website. It's also pinned at the top of this group if you wanted to go in and just watch and hear what he has to say about that specific part of using the website platform, the website builder that they offer. So I think that you should definitely give it a look if you're interested in getting kind of everything a baker might need under one roof type of website. It's really what they're going for at Cast Iron. So definitely look at that one. And as I mentioned, if you're not automating the listed interactions above, there are more. Those are just the ones that I see most people trying to do online. You're just spending your time doing it. So just realize every single time you're not automating, it's your time that it's like you're handing them bills with your time on it, right? So it is something you can do too, because a lot of people are already automating. So if you are considering something like Cast Iron, I do want to mention here, because definitely go and support them. But in that interview at the end, we announced that Mark was giving us a group discount, and it's like really amazing. It's a sweet 50% off. And in online anything, half off is a huge deal. So if you are looking for that, the link that you can go to, which I have linked on the website too, is cstrn.me/BABB. And this is a special link for our group that Mark has given us. And I'm just going to put this up here. Half off cast iron. Because I know some of you have probably seen this information and some of you might be already interested in the platform. So I wanted to make sure that was up there for you. Okay. Let me know if you have questions, comment on the video, send me information, ask Mark himself. He's here in the group to support you guys. So let him know if you have any questions about the platform. Not only are you getting the great deal, of course, but you can be able to settle yourself into a baker specific website, which is really important. So if you're not really a tech person, if you have never had a website before, or you don't really like the website that you have, this might be a good option because their team can help you get settled in on their platform as well. Okay, so basically in a nutshell, automate as much as possible for all the interactions that people want to have with you online. Number 2, make sure you have current information posted on your bio sections for your pages and linked in your auto responses on social. Why is this a big deal? It literally just caught me off guard myself, okay? So I know not all of you move as much as I do. I know some of you are in the military world, but some of you have lived in the same town your whole life. So this might not be as relevant, but things do change in your business frequently. So the reason I got caught off guard is because I'd formulated my auto responses on my Facebook page, which you should absolutely have in place. You can also do an auto respond when people send you a message. You can send them a direct link to something else, a form, a website. You can give them your cell number. You can just direct them to getting in contact with you faster if Facebook isn't really, your preferred way to communicate, that kind of thing. But the reason I've been caught off guard is because we moved in the summer. I hadn't updated my answers to my questions. So one of them was, where are you located? And it said California, but I don't live in California anymore. And I just forgot to update it. So do yourself a favor today. If you've already done like all the automation, just go in and double check your bio, your description, your website description, all of your automated responses, and just make sure they're correct as far as services and what you're doing. You can check your open hours. That might have changed. There might be a description of what you offer that's kind of changed, or maybe you dropped certain products. Add anything new in that you have recently launched. Update your website forms if things are kind of wonky there. Update your Google listing if there's things to repeat there. Of course, it changes in location like mine or services. Clearly define all of that. And I will mention that my husband's rule, who has a huge sweet tooth, so you don't want to lose my husband as a customer. His rule is that if he visits a website looking for like an address or a contact, and it's not visible on the homepage, he leaves and does not use that business. He just feels that they haven't done the work to make it easy for him to use their services. So if you don't have that information on your homepage or on the front of whatever social you're using, get it up there right now. Okay, and then you can also pin it, as a pinned post so people can see it first thing in your bio area, like I mentioned, or even adding it to the footer of your website. So you don't have to copy and paste and put it at the bottom of each page. Just add it to your footer so that anytime someone scrolls to the very bottom, it's going to be there on every page. And if you don't have the FAQ section set up on your Facebook page, or that auto response, if you want to have that kind of response on there, it is really a great time saver. And it basically allows your customers to get super fast responses to some of the most simple, straightforward questions that you don't really need to pick up the phone or go to Messenger to answer. Okay. All right. Very good. If you have questions, let me know, or if you have thoughts about streamlining online, like if you're having a problem with something or if something isn't working. I'm not saying I'm a tech expert like Mark from Cast Iron, but I've built some websites and I deal with websites literally every day. So let me know. I might be able to help you. Okay, number 3. When some days I get frogs in my throat, I don't know what the deal is. Who knows? Okay, number 3. I want to talk a little bit about marketing online. Remember to do this often, which some of us don't like to do. and make it overly easy. Someone mentioned this to me years ago, and I've just never forgotten this visual. They used hamster on a wheel, but I'm going to give you a different visual that I feel like is a little more closely related to how I feel about this. When you post an ad or marketing online, remember that the world is so noisy right now, especially online, and even in person, honestly. And if a person is showing interest in your content and wants to take that next step, that's huge. That's something to pay attention to. Imagine that they're interested, but they're mother of a newborn. They have like 2 functioning brain cells that are working, okay? And they've had 2 hours of sleep and they're exhausted. So try to set up that action that you want the customer to take so extremely simple that someone with limited energy or brain power at that moment could still take part. So think about, how could someone get involved if they just had like 3 seconds and this much energy to put into doing this? And it might look like a big bold link that they can click that's going to take them directly to the product you're talking about. So not a comment here, I'll DM you, none of that, just something really big and easy. Or a button where they can tap to ask you a question, where it's a button where they don't have to actually type something out. They can just click and move into the next stage. Or maybe a link where they can directly see your calendar. If you're like, hey, you know, I make custom orders, give them a place to check if it's even makes sense for them to contact you before they start taking up your time, if that makes sense. So I would suggest, there are reasons to do this, so I'm not saying never, but if you're really wanting someone to take a quick action, don't do the send me a DM. Don't do the I'm going to DM you. Don't do the comment below. And I realize there's algorithm and other things that are happening with that. But what it is doing is it's taking up your time. So if we are trying to streamline, and if we are trying to get people in the door without wasting your time, that would be not something I would suggest in this moment. If you're looking for engagement, if you're looking for ways to, you know, start conversations with people, that's a different thing. And you might want to do that kind of post. But in this one specifically, we want to make sure it's fast, because we have to remember, anytime they have an interest and they have to wait between seeing what they want and getting done what they want to get done, that amount of time is going to lose sales. So usually the longer that is, the more sales drop off. It has to do with, you know, people changing their mind, people spending their money, people forgetting about it, that kind of thing. So we want to shorten that amount of time if we can. You'll also want to be aware that posting on social can be like very, sometimes we feel like when we post, oh my gosh, everyone saw it, but that's not really the case. It's kind of like throwing a bottle in the ocean. You know, you put a little message in the bottle, you toss it out there. Not everyone's going to see it floating in the ocean. Who knows where it's going to end up, where it's going to go, if it's going to get traction or not. And if it's going to sink, if it'll literally just get buried in the algorithm and in the posting. We have no idea at this point. I'm not a marketing guru. I doubt that there are really that many people in the world that could tell you exactly what's going to happen to a post once it's out, because it's a gamble, right? We're throwing the information out there. We're hoping people are going to see it. So my suggestion is to throw a lot of bottles. Post and post and post. Don't be worried about it being too much at this point. And don't be scared about that. And I will say that the average rate, at least the last time I looked at it, the average rate that someone who follows you, an actual follower, is only going to see about 10% of your content organically. So if they're not going and actually looking at your page every day to see what you posted, really about 10% of it is going to land on their newsfeed or on the For You or whatever. That's not very much. So that would almost mean you could post 10 times and they might see once. So really, you know, don't be nervous about putting too much out there, because if you're only posting once in a while, not many people are going to see it. And sometimes people need to see it more than once. Usually the rate is 7 times for a new buyer to have a good interaction with you before they actually become a buyer. And then after they're a buyer, it's easier to get them interested. But that first time, they need to interact with you quite a bit without you even knowing it. They need to see you about 7 times in a positive light before they're going to move forward. So don't be afraid of telling people what's going on. Okay, I'm going to give you one last bonus tip. Anytime you make something online, it really is super important that you test it for ease of use. So putting yourself in the customer's journey and making sure everything's working before you launch it and expect it to work properly. And this could be literally as easy as accessing your website. You would not believe how many times I have seen people post, visit my website for XYZ. I click on the link and it's a dead link. It doesn't work. Their website isn't registered. They've typed it in wrong. The page specifically that they sent is actually reverts to a different page that doesn't make any sense for what they posted about all the time. I mean, it's like people are not checking their links. So accessing your website is huge. Even entering information into like something like a new Flowdesk form, like the email platform that I use. Once you make the form and put it up, click on your own form and fill it out and make sure all the little nuts and bolts are moving to get whatever it is you're trying to do, like a new subscriber or that kind of thing. Because I've made that mistake too. I'll put it up and then I'll realize, oh shoot, I didn't like check that one part off, or I didn't change the segment or whatever it is. So test, test, test. This could even be ordering a specific product. So if you've just put up a new product, better go in and check and make sure you can actually get through the entire ordering process. Or if you made a discount code, go in and check that the discount code actually works for what you said it was going to work for. Or something as simple as viewing your Google listing. I had a ton of trouble with Google moving here. They were weird. So with your Google listing, just try to keep on top of it. They will help you, but it took 3 months for them to figure things out. And I essentially had to delete my main thing, which deleted a bunch of reviews. And I was pretty upset about that, but they were basically throwing their hands up like, I don't know. So just keep an eye on that and make sure that it actually looks correct. Because even Google can make mistakes. So you can use a friend or a family to do the motions in the background and then report back with their experience. That might be a good way for them to also say like, hey, you know, I was able to buy the product, but the product image didn't work. Or, you know, whatever it is about their customer experience, because you're so close to your business, you might not notice or see that people don't understand certain parts of it. So definitely ask them. Or if you just need to do it by yourself real quick, a good option is to just open an incognito tab if you have that option on your computer. And then it looks like a new person who's never been to your website is going through it. So any kind of cookies or anything that's stored on your personal end of your business computer, it's going to look like not you, right? It's going to look like a stranger is coming in. And that's what you want, because most people aren't, you know, obviously all people aren't going to have the same kind of stuff stored on their computer as far as like remembered passwords and things like that. So go to incognito and try that way. You definitely want to test everything before you set it and forget it. So you might, you know, put something up for like an email subscription, signing up for an email, update list or whatever it is that you're doing. And you'll set it for like 3 months. You're like, man, no one is really signing up for my email. What's wrong? And then you go to it and you realize, oh, all these people signed up, but it wasn't going into my, you know, I didn't click the little link that says to send it to my email platform. Something like that, you know, just real simple. So definitely test before you leave it. It's going to help streamline your online interactions because everything's going to be working properly. You'll be able to catch the bugs and then cut the fat if you notice maybe there's too much clicking going on. There's too many words, like copywriting needs to be cut down. It doesn't look right on mobile, but it looks okay on the computer or vice versa. Definitely checking those two things because most people are on their phone these days, but we make our things on the computer normally. So making sure that they make sense on both. And then just making sure that people can get through each step, of course. Often people are actually landing on a sales page right away. Like if you made that ad, clicked on the button and it says, oh, go buy this thing, they'll land on the sales page. But let's say whatever you have on the page doesn't work or it's a dead link, etc. Like I was mentioning before, they might not ever tell you that. So if you don't check it, they might just say, I don't, you know, I'm over it, right? Like I've got about 15 seconds of non-distracted time. If I can't get it done in that, I got to go kind of thing. And a lot of people will deal with something broken on a website and just never say, I'm sure you've experienced that as well. So again, checking yourself or having a friend do it is really important. So test as much as you can. Okay, cool. I'm not seeing any questions, so I'm going to give you a quick recap for today. Online interactions, or just being online in general, it's noisy, it's busy, there's a lot going on. So one of your main jobs here is, as a business owner who wants to make sales and support their clients, is to make it so easy, just so super easy and clear for people to interact with your business online. Any way that you can make that happen through automation, getting a website set up, streamlining, whatever it is, we want to make it so super easy that they love working with us and they love coming to spend money with us because they don't have to really fight for it, right? It often comes in the form of, as I mentioned, automation or streamlining, usually with something like Cast Iron or some kind of website platform that's going to help you bring everything together. An all-in-one website platform is probably easier. You can pick and choose different services if you don't necessarily want to do that. And I do have a bunch of like referral codes and discount codes up on the website, which I can give you that link in just a few minutes. If you wanted to pick and choose different things, you can do it that way as well, whichever is best for you. Okay. Again, you'll want to continue marketing consistently. That's going to be different for everyone, but I would suggest if you're only posting like once a month or even like once a week, try to up that a little bit. I would suggest trying to do at least 2 to 3 times a week just to keep things fresh. I know some people are doing 5, 6, 7 times a day. Some people are doing once every 3 months. I know there's a wide range, but I usually suggest 2 to 3 times a week to keep people in the know about what's going on with you and your business. Also, simplifying copywriting, which is something we cover in the Elite program. If you are an Elite or you want to get involved with the program, we have an entire session in there about copywriting for bakers. What is it? How do you set it up? How can you be a better copywriter so people stay on your pages, or people are more interested in your online content, on your posting, on your product descriptions, that kind of thing. And we want to pay attention to the call to action. We want to keep it super simple, 1 to 2 clicks at most to get them where you said they're supposed to go. We want to keep it so simple because people are distracted and they have low energy, right? So we want, for the most part, and so we want to make it really easy for them. And then lastly, you'll want to test your processes with a helper or an incognito mode tab. So you can go through the customer's journey outside of your own experience, get some feedback on that, fix the issues that are gumming up a streamlined experience if you can, or even call in some help if you're not exactly sure what's happening, but you need to fix something, call whoever is dealing with your website or customer service, whatever platform it is. I'm sure they can help you figure it out. Okay. Because remember, confused people don't buy. We do not want people to be confused. Okay. So I mentioned about the referral codes. That Cast Iron code is here too. Let me link this for you. It's everything that I have right now. I usually try to get, oh, look, see, I'll fix that. I thought it was affiliates, but I think maybe I changed it to partners. But that's what I'm talking about. Broken links, checking things out. So when I made this, I guess I didn't check it. Learn from my mistakes. Okay. Overall, that's all for today. I just want you to make sure your online interactions are as streamlined as possible. And I'm going to take the rest of the month off for holiday plans. I'm hoping you guys have holiday plans too, or at least just taking some time off and relaxing. So I'll see you back here in January for a new theme, doing our weekly sessions just like today, Thursday at 9 a.m. Mountain Time, right here in the main discussion area in the Bakery Business School group. If you've missed it, we just launched the Cottage to Commercial Baking course, bakery course. So if you're a cottage baker or you're a new baker and you want to open a commercial space like a storefront, a food truck, a ghost kitchen, anything like that, where you're going to be in a different category of baking outside of cottage, it is all ready and up to help you conquer your storefront and production kitchen dreams, because they can be overwhelming, but they are very exciting. You will get $250 in bonus mentorship and services included inside of the course when you enroll. Everyone gets that when you enroll. You don't have to do anything special. We would love to share this with you and be there in your corner as your successful storefront becomes a reality, because it's going to take a little while, of course, to get it set up, but we want to be there for you to tap us and ask us questions so you don't feel alone through the process. You can always send me a message if you want the link to this. You can also, I got this, and this is the right link. I got this link for you just a few minutes ago. That's the course if you're interested in signing up. I will be scheduling and announcing a 3-part series of those cute $20 workshops that I know you guys like and that I've not been able to do since we moved. I have 3 in mind that I want to work on, and it's all going to be within Q1. So there's going to be 1 each month. And we're going to be definitely talking about startup acceleration, because I know I have a lot of people in here who are starting up and would like to get something going in 2024. We're going to be talking about pricing profitably. And then we're also going to be talking about gaining loyal clients, because I get a lot of questions about that too. Not necessarily just attracting clients, but gaining loyal clients that actually stick around. I want to cover that. So keep an eye out for info in your inbox. Make sure you've joined so you can see the invite, or join the email list so you can see the invite and the bundle deal that I'm going to be offering. If you want to join all 3 of those, you're going to get some money off. So I want to make sure you see that. You can go to the website. You can click the connect, or I will just post it here for you too. And I'll fix the other link in just a moment. Okay, that's one way to get on the email list. And like I said, it's free. You can unsubscribe anytime. It's just sending you new content weekly, the videos, sending you the replay links, any kind of like new course, or like any new content that I'm sending out. I almost always, or if not always, send it to the email list. So it's a good place to be if you want to stay in the know about what we have going on. Okay, that's it for today. Thanks for hanging out. I hope you have the best holiday season. I'll see you here in January. And if you need anything, post in the group and we will help you out. Okay. All right. Bye-bye.